My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Hearthstone Arena, where we, through last episode, doing the left wing, that was where we picked the left card, well, the left hero, and then the left card in every pack. So this time, we are going to play only with class restrictions. I'm not going to play with any gameplay restrictions. So the only request for a specific class at the moment is Priest, although the request is, can you get 12 wins as Priest? Probably not, let's try. This is, of course, assuming that I get a Priest offered to me. If not, dealer's choice. Well. We did play a Rogue last time. I think Warrior's horrible now. I also think Hunter's horrible. Do I actually want to play a serious Rogue? You know what? Yeah, I do. I want to play a Rogue and I want to try and play it seriously. So Master Swordsmith is not independently strong. The Wailing Souls can be particularly bad. And as a 3-5, it's not particularly strong either. Injured Blade Master is... I'm going to treat it like a 3-3, except it's got one more attack. It could be more valuable than that, but it's likely not to be. Mokshan Warden can be really defensive. Frost Elemental, It's a 5-5 for 6. This is 6-6 distributed for 5. Oh, look at that. That's more valuable, that. Now, Conceal won us a lot of games last time, but that was because it was forced to win us a lot of games. I think the Raging Worgen actually has higher value now in the GVG meta because there are so many better early cards, and a lot of them are 2-3s, or 2-1s, or 2-2s, right? So if you can have a 3-3 that can pound that and then another thing after it, that's super valuable. The Force Tank Max is actually surprisingly not that bad as well, but... an 8 mana investment for a 7-7. I feel more often than not it's going to be a dead card in my hand. So Priestess of Elune is good for healing health, which is actually good for healing health. You idiot, Ryan. Which is actually surprisingly efficient in the Rogue deck because you trade a lot of your health into attacking minions with your weapon. But getting one big dude removal is really powerful. Silverback Patriarch doesn't have any good stats for a 3 mana. This is just 3 damage to an opposing hero. That's basically useless. Fairy Dragon. I only like to contend for board value if possible. Ironforge Rifleman has an immediate effect on the board, and it can be used to trigger my Raging Worgen, but it's still shit. Booty Bay Bodyguard dies to drops that cost 2 less than it, right? So it can give you a huge tempo swing backwards, but also it dies to some of the most common removal. I mean, like... Flame Strike, these are only the things that kill it using exact damage. Anything with more damage than the spells I'm going to list will obviously kill it. So, Flame Strike, Frostbolt, because it's usually accompanied by a ping, Flame Cannon, Soulfire, True Silver Champion, do I need to go on? Shadow Bolt, you know, it gets removed by basically all of the damage removal in the game. Swipe. So I'm going to pick the Frostwolf and try and draft more early game cards. I don't have any pirates, so that's a 2 mana 4-1. Useless. Gadgets and Auctioneer is okay, but I don't have any cheap spells, and also it's been recently nerfed. And if I'm looking for the 6-drop, I'm looking for big dudes like a Bolt of Istoga, so I'm not particularly interested in that. I'm going to take the Mind Control tech as a solid 3-3, and hope that I somehow get some combinations with it. I can't rely on the Mech Walker giving me anything, but at the same time, if it does give me anything, it's immediately incredibly valuable, right? Because it swings tempo. If you can cast a 4-mana card on turn 3, after already having a board, yeah, let's face it, you're kind of probably going to win. But the Eviscerate is super strong, so I'm going to take that. Haunted Creeper is an amazing card. The other one didn't have distributed stats, and the second Assassinate is way less powerful than the first. The first is really, really good, and then the second's, well, it's a card. Crazed Alchemist is not going to be super effective for me. Most of my minions are fairly equal in terms of attack and life. The Imp Master is usually my pick here. Is it gonna be? Yeah, it is. Oh, this is a pretty easy puddle stomper. So Bluegill Warrior can't be cast as an individual too because it dies to 3 different classes. And it also dies to the Paladin hero ability, and 25% of the time it dies to the Shaman hero ability, right? So it can't be cast individually by itself. Silver Moon Guardian is a 4, but it is possibly the worst 4. No, it's not. It's just a really bad 4. So here's a good 4, the Ascension Shield Master. Excellent. I always like to have 1 sprint, and especially since it's up against 2 bad cards, I'll take it. Anubar Ambusher, amazing card. Zombie Chow, also an amazing card. My early game consists of 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 things so far. I think the Zombie Chow beats out the Anubar Ambusher in that regard. But then again, the Anubar Ambusher is so strong. It pains me to do this, but I hope that I get another one later. Just to avoid 1 health creatures, I'm going to take that. This is really interesting. So Sinister Strike is not a card, so we're just going to ignore that. Lost Tall Strider, 5/4. Chillwind Yeti, 4/5. Which of these is way better than the other one? All the votes are in? Yes, it's the Chillwind Yeti, because it doesn't die to all of those things that I listed before. You have to put a little more effort in to kill that Chillwind Yeti. Having a silence in Arena is surprisingly good, especially in the GVG. But whether or not I want that over a Frostwolf Warlord is probably... I mean, as... with an Imp Master and a Haunted Creeper... Yeah, actually, I'll take the Frostwolf Warlord. Oh, thank you. Unfortunately, I love the Bold Visoga. I was just salivating over the idea of getting one earlier, but this is possibly the strongest 2-drop in the game right now. So I have to take it. It is so efficient. Your weapon is now 2. It's like a 2 mana 3/2 deal 1 damage. That would be insane. This is similarly insane. Shiv, basically because the rest were bad. I think I have to take the Illuminator just because it isn't... Because it's likely to kill a 3/2 at least, right? So... Ugh. That's unfortunate. The rest of them die for free, basically. Clockwork Gnome could be a consideration here. Or do I want Cold Blood? I definitely don't want Salty Dog. It looks like it tried to offer me a half-assed Pirates deck, by the way. Not into that. So I could take Clockwork Gnome... And it would be a bit more early game. It would make my Frostwolf Warlords more powerful, more potent. It would be a good combo trigger for Eviscerate and any other combos I get later in the game. But it also has the weakness of being at 1 health. But it does give me a spare part. Our spare part's important enough to me. I think this is a really tough decision, but I'm gonna take Cold Blood. The reason I don't like Cold Blood so much is because it just makes your late game trade equally... Well, not equally, right? It makes your early game plus Cold Blood trade for something bigger, most often. Which is not that exciting. You're still trading 2 for 1. Stormwind Champion, it's outright the best of those. There's really no contention over that. Burly Rockjaw Trog versus Ogre Brute. I would usually take Ogre Brute, but the thing is, I already have a lot of 3s and I don't have many 4s. So I want to fill that slot. I'll take the Burly Rockjaw Trog. No question about that one. No question about that one. This is going to be amazing for us, by the way. If we win a lot of games, it's most likely going to be straight off the back of those Goblin Auto Barbers. All of these are pretty bad. I'm going to take the Archmage for the weakness of our 6th slot. This is definitely Backstab. And a Nubar Ambusher. Hell, we kind of rounded out the deck there near the end. How many mechs do I have in this deck? I think I have 3, actually. Wow. Wow. Whenever you play a 1-attack minion, how many of those do I have? Play a 1-attack minion. Okay, so it has to be something from my hand. So it can't be the Haunted Creeper blowing up. So I've got 2 1-attack minions in the entire deck. I've got 3 mechs. And I'm not taking that because it is almost never going to be castable. I don't know. That is my opinion on this deck. I don't fucking know. Why would you expect me to know? You think I fucking run this channel? I got no idea. I think I've played fucking 150 episodes of Goblin. Nah, man, no clue. The one problem is that the going second as rogue is always super strong, and it is super strong in this situation because we need to have a dagger out before the Goblin Auto Barber is amazing. So coin dagger as our first turn can be surprisingly good. I think the Cogmaster's Wrench is good enough for me to keep. Because in 99% of situations, it's going to be a 3-3. Sorry, did I say 99? I meant 0. Imagine I have the Cogmaster's Wrench and then I cast the Goblin Auto Barber. It goes from 1-3 to 4-3. Holy shit. Greetings. Well, that was the... I failed at Greetings meta, right? I tried to click Greetings, but it didn't work, so... Concede? Concede, yeah, okay. We failed at Greeting meta. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't coin that, or have the Cogmaster's Wrench out, or any bullshit like that. So this is fine to trade directly. Well, I hope it trades directly, at least. Hmm? Well, I can't leave that alive against a priest, unfortunately. So I'm gonna combo that out and then develop a dagger. That's unfortunate that I had to do that. See, I couldn't play the Illuminator because he gets to kill it and then heal it back up. And that's where a priest starts to get massive value out of their lesser heal, when they have high health minions that they get to keep healing up again and again and again and again. And then just run in for another kill, run in for another kill. It doesn't matter if I do damage to that this turn, that's the problem. I mean, I hit it with that, I hit it with Shiv, and then he heals it and attacks again. I guess I'm gonna rely on it missing. Is there any reason not to attack face? Yeah, there is. There is. So, hopefully... I didn't draft any silencers. Inner Fire as well. I want it to miss and hit face constantly. I can no longer remove that. That's really important to know. That is now beyond my scope.
The frost wolves stand ready.
The light shines.
To the point that there is no reason me attacking it. Yeah. If I see a death this turn, Shadow Word Death that is, I'm gonna be pretty fucking sad. Because then this goes down to 4-4, and this is actually great and will trade against my whole board. Okay. Heal it back up, I can kill that next turn. The amount of cards that have been spent on this guy, that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So this is board clear for me. It's... Yep. Was just making certain. Oh my god. Is there any more efficient way I can do this? I mean, that gives me the range of 2, but I'd still have to trade both of them in here. Actually, that doesn't help me this turn. So, that, and then I develop a Yeti. I'm still pretty far ahead, but it's not exactly super comfortable. I can't see my opponent developing anything that I can't kill next turn, but I really don't want to have to use the Chill Wind. Oh, man. Oh, Assassinate. Okay. I'm not going to use the Auto Barber. I'm I'm saving the Auto Barber for the Cogmaster's Wrench because not only will it make the Cogmaster's Wrench surprising 4 damage, but also it has the ability to have 3 charges, while this has 2 charges. So it is 3 more damage. Well, it's 3 more damage on the base Cogmaster's Wrench, where it's only 2 more damage on the base Wicked Knife. Also, if I cast it last turn, it would have only been 1 more damage. Mind Control. Mind Control is in your hand. If there are that many cards you cannot play this turn, you have Mind Control, Shadow Word Death, Shadow Word Pain, Shadow Madness, those types of cards. I guess against the expectation of that, I play these. So I widen my board, and next turn I can Stormwind Champion, Goblin Auto Barber. That's 2 damage from here, then 5 makes 12. Then that makes 7. Oh my god.
Well played.
That was well played. I forgot the Light Bomb as a card. Even though I run it in my, oh, that's Wind Fury. I'll remove that with the Cogmaster's Wrench thing, but still, ugh.
Here we
Ugh.
go.
I thought it was Charge. I thought it was the Gnomeregan Infantry, and I was about to be really sad. So I do have Sprint to refill my hand. That's really important, but I need a turn where I'm dominating without having to cast anything to cast Sprint. So I can make this trade and then attack with my Cogmasters. This will leave me with a 4-3. Or I can cast this, attack with the Cogmasters, attack with my... Sorry, attack with the Goblin Auto Barber, attack with my face, and then I'll have a 5-2. The difference between a 5-2 and a 4-3 is that a 5-2 is vulnerable to Shadow Word Death. It is also vulnerable to Holy Nova, whereas a 4-3 is not. So, in fact, I'm going to waste 1 damage this turn.
Thank you.
I may lose. Saying well played, I don't know how the priest is going to do an immediate 9 damage. I mean, probably Mind Blast. But you don't usually say well played unless you're going to win that turn. Okay, I can still kill that. Well, that's unfortunate. Sprint! Let's find an answer. Not an answer. What? That, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call an answer. Okay, so... Goblin Auto Barber, this becomes 5, then Cold Blood this guy. Or I could just backstab Cold Blood and attack. That seems better.
Here we go.
That needs to be Mind Blast. That also needs to be Mind Blast, otherwise we lose. Sorry, otherwise we win.
I'm ready. I'm not
Oh.
ready.
And that's the end of the game for you, Fu Manchu.
You have best.
It's really annoying to see a game where silence was so very pivotal, or would have been so very pivotal. It would have cinched a victory if we had silence, right, at any point there. It's really annoying to have a game where it would have been so pivotal after I just turned down the silence. Like, it makes me feel like, shit, was that a bad decision? But then again, I get to take that into all of my calculations next time when I come up against the silence and go, is it actually worth passing up? By the way, the request was by Signature, so Signature, 1 out of 12. I'm very close to completing the quest. That's a surprising curve. I mean, I have so many strong 3s that I'll actually toss that, plus I might end up having to dagger on my turn and then Goblin Auto Barber and... Ugh. Ooh. Interesting. This is actually such a strong curve that I want a Goblin Auto Barber on this turn, so long as my opponent doesn't coin anything. It's gonna be coin mirror image, isn't it? If my opponent also has Frostbolt in hand, we pretty much immediately lose. Oh, okay. We may get somewhere with this.
Here we go.
So that's such a slow play to do that ping that I think I might be able to recover. Obviously, you have to kill this turn. So, ooh, Iron Forge Rifleman? You can't trade direct and then cast something. You definitely need the Mech Gorn, otherwise I have the removal, yeah. So this is going to be the Burly Rockjaw Trog, because it means if my opponent casts a spell to try and help out that minion in any fashion, then my Trog will kill it. Or my Trog will kill it more, or become stronger after killing it. It's going to die. Also because it leaves me the desperation play of Ascension Shieldmaster if I need it. Really looking for a top deck of that, that dude. You know that dude that I'm talking about? That dude. Do I Silverhand Knight on curve, or do I Ascension Shieldmaster for protection?
Squire, attend me.
I'm gonna stick to the curve. Just because my opponent has used the coin, so they don't have Blizzard this turn. The worst they can do is Cone of Cold, really. Yeah, I'm relatively okay with you doing that. I just need to draw 1 damage. That looks a lot like 1 damage. I mean, I guess I do have to lose my board, but say Levy.
If you insist.
Ooh, Time Rewinder. Bounce it back. Rewind it back. Little John got the beats to make your booty go clap? Or is it Ursha who has the beats to make your booty go clap? I'll never know. A ping here tells me that he's setting up for Flame Strike, so I don't play anything into the range of that except for maybe Archmage. That's alright. I'm not particularly bothered by that, actually. If you play something I can kill with this, or attack with the Goblin Auto Barber, oh, I'd be real happy. Not that. Ooh, Assassinate. That's good. And because Flame Strike becomes active this turn, there's no way that I play the Fairy Dragon. I am behind. Don't be fooled by that at all. I just need to draw. Really do need to draw. Munted. Oh my god. That is the name of our opponent, Munted. I don't know if this is a purely Australianism. I don't know if people in other nations use this. I think the UK might use it. Munted specifically. Oh god. Thank you. It's probably the best average-ish result we could have wanted. I might rewind this just to... Oh, so I can't get the free kill, you prick. Well, I guess I still have to kill it. That's the biggest I can develop this turn.
Are you ready for this?
Here we go.
God damn it. Where is my sprint? But munted, I think this might also be a UK slang. Means to be completely fucked up. Sometimes due to alcohol, sometimes due to drugs, sometimes due to someone beating the ever-loving shit out of you. Or at the very least, that is my understanding of the definition of it. Kids, don't get munted. I only have one assassinate in the deck. This is not gonna be pretty. You know, I should have attacked at that turn and then daggered. I really need to be pretty reckless with my attacks, actually. In order to kind of guarantee myself any value. Flame Strike clears my board. I'm aware. I can no longer play around Flame Strike without immediately losing the game.
My eyes are open.
I guess the attack wouldn't have mattered so much. That card is face damage, I have to assume. Illuminator. That is unfortunate.
Don't blink.
Here we go.
Embrace the light.
Well, I guess this turn we see if that card is Fireball. As I presume it will be. It's going to be difficult for us to climb back into the game. I mean, we didn't get all of the healing that I was asking for. In fact, we didn't get any of the healing I was asking.
The light shines.
Here we go.
Okay, this is a board clear for me. Hallelujah. But will it be enough? He asks, knowing it won't. The thing is, my opponent can ping me 3 times in a row and they'll win the game. And there's no way that I am going to develop enough... well played.
Well played.
Wouldn't have mattered! The thing is, we only seized board control based off how reckless we managed to... or how reckless we did have to play there at the end. So if we played any less reckless and had more life, we would have just lost, because we never would have gotten board control. Not after that opening. I'm glad that we managed to climb back into board control after that opening. It's just unfortunate sometimes when you don't have heals or your opponent has that much direct damage. Even though not much of the direct damage ever went to my face. I mean, there were a few pings, a few Goblin Blast Mages hits. That got, without that Annoyatron plus Goblin Blast Mage, we would have won the game.
Versus Rexar.
Goblin Blast Mage, so strong.
Watch.
Eviscerate is not a turn 2, and Illuminator is one of my weakest turn 3s. I'm really glad to have that zombie chill, though. That zombie, though. We can probably rely on drawing into a 2 or a 3. I wouldn't mind daggering on 2. Okay, so I guess I need to draw a 2 this turn and then a 3 next turn to complete the curve. I wouldn't mind daggering on 2, but that relies on me wanting a Goblin Auto Barber directly after. I love having 1-drops because it puts you a turn ahead of your opponents. I mean... yeah, oh... I'm glad to have Backstab, but... now I'm turn behind. Except Backstab can get me a turn's worth of tempo if my opponent plays a 3-2 or a 2-3 because I'll attack with my face.
I am ready.
Pop. Ah, Noyatron.
Do you like to play with fire?
What is actually the most efficient removal here? I mean, I could attack there and then... No, it's definitely
Here
this.
we go.
10 times out of 10, this is the correct play. And now I've got perfect curve from here on out. I've already got board control. I've already got a knife out. My opponent has already used their coins, so all of the advantage that my opponent will ever have for going second... Well, I guess they're also a card deeper, but the main advantage of my opponent going second has been mitigated, so they're playing from pretty far behind now. Oh, actually, that's pretty good. That is quite good. Alternate arm. That goes to the face. I attack that so that this survives. Okay.
Here we go.
That's unfortunate. That was a surprisingly good card given the situation. My opponent has a lot of mechs. I've only just realized. I've seen an explosive sheep and I've seen a clockwork gnome. So my chances of seeing a mech warper have just gone up. My chances of seeing metal tooth leaper have also gone up. So I could put this down to 1 health by making this attack. And then I would play the Silverhand Knight. But then I give my opponent 4 wolves, and they attack this and this. And he has 2 mana to get against a 4/4, right? Or I can coin Illuminator, and I can make this attack, and I've got a 4/5 and a... Yeah, this is objectively correct.
Here we go.
This is also far safer against steady shot, not steady shot, multi-shot. Steady shot is the hero ability, isn't it? Yeah. So multi-shot is 4 damage, 4 mana, deal 3 damage to 2 random enemy minions. This is much stronger against that, obviously, because it doesn't die. Explosive shot still kills this and then does that down to 2, but explosive shot on the previous board would have been basically horrific. This is unfortunate. I guess I still play on curve.
Are you ready for this?
The light shines.
This just means that my shit can be rocked 7 ways from sundown with so much stuff. The positioning of putting the Archmage way over here is very deliberate because it means Explosive Shot, which is 5 mana, deal 5 damage to a target, deal 2 damage to either target on either side of it. It means that a lot of the effect of that is mitigated. So no matter what I do this turn, I am going to be Frostwolf Warlording, attacking the face, and... No!
The light
Okay, that goes across there. Right, so Frostwolf Warlord. This goes across with that. That makes the attack here, because I still get 4 damage to the face, and then I re-dagger. Okay, we've now won the game. I'm not even kidding you. There are so few things that my opponent can do at this point to get back into this. Especially with 5 cards in hand, and... evidently no control? Oh. Okay, so now my opponent can only win by rushing my face down. If you attack that, you've lost. If you attack my face, I know that you must have... Whoa! Why?
Bring out your
This person just missed 1 damage on that Scavenging Hyena. Yeah, that's for the face. You cast that first, then you cast the Glaive Zuka, and this becomes a 3-2. Do you not know that, buddy? Okay. I need to keep up all of the pressure that I can. Well, this is already in range of a bunch of stuff. So it doesn't matter to put it a little further down. That goes across there. I don't want to give my opponents so many dogs if they top deck Unleash the Hounds. So instead, I'll cast a 4 and a 4. And there are almost no situations in which I'm not going to end up redaggering next turn, so I'll just do that. That is redaggering or pushing for lethal. What cards would win my opponent the game? That doesn't even do it. Web Spinner, I was thinking of like the highest damage. That would be... Oh, there's the Explosive Shot. That would have been Web Spinner plus Kill Command. And that's 7 mana for 10 damage. And then the Glaive Zuka loses the game.
Well played.
Shazza.
Well fought.
There we go. Score 2-1. It's always a shame to lose a game this early, but that was such a strong opening, and that's not going to happen for that person incredibly often. I mean, going second, first off, you need to go second for that opening to work, because otherwise your opponent is a turn ahead of the board when they respond to it. So you need to go second, you need to have the Mana Worm in your hand, you need to have the Mirror Images in your hand. At any later stage, if you top deck those cards, they're usually just dead. Just useless cards. So, you know. This is a different hunter, by the way. The previous one was like Jizzle or something like that. I don't fucking remember their name. It tells you what once. Tells you what on. I can't even finish that sentence. Yeah, so we're versing a hunter. I probably should have kept the Chewing Yeti, actually. Let's think about it. Are there enough benefits to keep a Chewing Yeti? I think so. I think with this many cards in the 3 slot, a guaranteed 2 slot, which could possibly be played as the 3, I think there's almost no reason that I should have... Oh, man. Oh, that's actually probably the worst thing that could have happened. I think there's actually almost no reason that I would throw back that Yeti. Oh, you. It's basically certain that I wasn't going to be punished for that, and then to be punished for it is, well, it's unfortunate, to say that much.
Here we go.
I just wanted to push 3 extra damage for the face. Is that so wrong? The one time I stray away from conservative control play, and I immediately get pooped on. The only setup I have for Eviscerate is Goblin Auto Barber, which means that I'll have to waste my everything afterwards.
So many options.
But my opponent's so far behind in cards. This is a really bad decision to have to make. I think I could lose the game off this decision, and that's why I'm taking so much time with it. So what would be my recourse if I play one of my 3 drops and can't kill it this turn? It would have to still be Goblin Auto Barber and then attack next turn. I can't even redagger. Fucking hell. I hate that decision. I don't think there was a better one, but I hate it. Fucking Yeti, so strong. God damn it! Yeti, stop being so strong! You don't understand, Yeti friend. There's almost no difference between the Mind Control Tech and the Injured Blade Master. I can't attack the Yeti. If I attack the Yeti, I put myself too low because I would be setting up to attack the Yeti twice. Because I attack the Yeti and then the Yeti attacks the Goblin Auto Barber and then I attack the Yeti again. That's what that's a setup for. That's Kill Command or Cobra Shot. So now I have to attack the Yeti twice and I'm already fucking delayed on doing it. Jesus Christ. You piece of shit. I hate this. Oh, man. I'm mad. I am mad. Oh my god. That's it, we lose. I need Assassinate, otherwise I lose immediately. That is not Assassinate. I have no Taunt, and I am going into next turn facing 2, 2, 4. That's 8 after I take 3. I lose. There's literally nothing I can do that prevents that. Fucking hell. Ah. Yeti. That is the... You know what? I'm actually glad the game went that way because it proves what I was saying about the fucking Yeti. By the way, it looks like we might actually go worse with this arena than with the one that I didn't have choice of cards. That's interesting. That is interesting. So one of our losses have been against a mage and then one against a hunter. That's another mage. So in our matches, we have versed at least 2 mages. Did I beat a mage as well? Have I versed anything but mages and hunters so far? Because I know I beat a hunter. The thing is, I don't have... Fuck it, man. Fuck it. Chillwind Yeti is my bro. It's bringing me through this jazz. That's a bad hand. That's a bad hand. That's terrible. How did I get such bad karma? Was this because I played that hunter deck on the fucking ladder? Yeah, that makes sense. It's a piece of shit, scummy deck. I totally understand. Don't worry, Hearthstone, I would have done this to me too. Let us summon the boot. Complete boot meta early. Oh, that's actually a surprisingly good curve now. Hey? No, that's boot meta. That's chicken meta. No, I'm not looking for radish meta. What? That's actually surprisingly annoying for me. It's mana crystal meta. Come on, give me the... Is it... It was the first 2 that made boot meta last time. Never mind, I kinda like fish meta. That is the new meta, I've declared it. Fish meta is a new meta. Summon the fish on every map you can. I think it's literally only this one.
Hurry up! Portals online!
So this forces that, which means that only a 2-drop can be developed, which means that I can re-dagger Goblin Auto Barber to kill most 2-drops. And I'll have 2 1/1s on the field. Basically, I just assured myself a pretty good chance at winning this early game at least. I stopped my opponent's tempo while also gaining huge value. And that's very likely to be... Or is it? I mean, I could develop the Chillwind Yeti just by costing myself 3 damage to the face. That's way better.
Here we go.
Especially since we are so early in the game that if my opponent wants to deal with the Chillwind Yeti with like a Frostbolt or... Sorry, not a Frostbolt, with a Fireball, then that is you passing your entire turn just to eliminate my previous turn. I maintain my board state, which of course is just a 1/1 at that point, but still, it's more than 0. It is demonstrably more than 0. And don't give me any of that, oh, I can prove that 0 is equal to 1 with maths bullshit. No, you can't. Don't even fucking try me, son. That's probably really loud, by the way. I'm gonna stop doing that, actually. Man, you got savings out of that. That's unfortunate. That's pretty good. Okay, so that means that I am using the coin this turn. And I think it was the Eviscerate in that direction. Yeah, it was. Was it? Yeah, it was Eviscerate in this direction. That's definitely good for me. Do I attack there then? No.
Here we go.
This does set up for Flame Strike, but the other one also set up for Flame Strike in a different way. I know I did the... That's good. Oh, well. Yes. So it wasn't really interactive thought process. Basically, I was looking at the coin and dagger thing beforehand. I was already looking at that play, so... having it appear to be good. I think we might be safe to cast the Silver Hand.
Squire, attend me.
Ready, sir.
If you're wondering why I think that, it's if you use board clear on the turn 6, you don't, and it doesn't clear the board, you don't have board clear on turn 7, because otherwise you would have just held off, taken 3 more damage, and then cleared more things with 1 card, saving yourself a card's worth of value. That is what I assume, at the very least.
Blood and plunder.
That's just basic economics. Chaka, 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 chaka. So I can either clear that with my dagger, or clear that. The dagger is only 1 damage per turn frozen, whereas if I freeze either of these, I'm losing far more, so...
Here we go.
Also, it means that I get to keep everything above 1 damage.
If you insist.
And Anubar Ambusher, because if my opponent does top deck Flame Strike, they still won't be able to kill the Anubar Ambusher until next turn. I'm in a pretty dominating position in this game, but all it does take is Blizzard or Frostbolt. Sorry, Blizzard or Flame Strike to get my opponent back in the game. That's neither. We're not going to win this turn, but we will win the following turn. He says, cockily.
I've got a huge gun.
Hey? I mean, I guess that's more immediate damage, but damn, son.
If you insist.
Here we go.
The interesting thing is that the Archmage doesn't actually do anything against a Flame Strike. Think about it. I cast the Archmage, my opponent Flame Strikes, and then they ping the Anubar, and then the Archmage comes back to my hand. So, it's only because I know that my opponent doesn't have Flame Strike in any of these 3 cards that I'm playing the Archmage. It would almost be the same as playing nothing if I knew my opponent had a Flame Strike, obviously. It would almost be the same as playing nothing, except for the fact that I tell them what one of the cards in my hand is.
I wonder.
Science, yo. Cogmaster's Wrench is still in my deck, but I think I only have 1 Goblin Auto Barber left in there, maybe?
Well played.
Okay, updating the score to a total of 3-2. If you'll recall, one of the wins in the Left Wing Arena, that is last episode. That was a belch. I would prefer not to be rude. I don't want it to appear a comment on the proceedings. Mark of disrespect. Sorry. If you know what I'm talking about with that, if you know the interview that I'm referencing, then fucking genius, eh, son? I got his book recently, it's amazing. If you don't, then never mind. You will recall, if you watched last episode, High Rise. High Rise, not High Rise. Why am I thinking High Rise? It's because I'm seeing a druid. Left Wing.
Watch your back.
That's not good enough to keep. You'll recall, I'll just turn this down a little so I stop interrupting my own train of thought. Fuck. Ah, right. You'll recall that only 3 of our 4 wins were legitimate. 1 person just straight up wasn't there for half the game and then conceded. Oh, that's a full hand mulligan. We probably have this, to be completely honest with you. I mean, that is the earliest to call a game. But a full hand mulligan while going first means often that you don't have a turn 1 play. Sorry, means almost always that you don't have a turn 1 play, but also often means that you don't have a turn 2 play. So I wouldn't be surprised to see hero ability face pass. If you hit this, yeah. If my opponent had hit the zombie chow, I would know something's up. Let's think about it. Fairy Dragon cannot be targeted by Cold Blood if next turn I want to cast Puddle Stomper Cold Blood. That would only be against Innovate something something. Or Innovate something. I can still cast Puddle Stomper. Obviously, it would also have to be removal. No, that's such a long stretch. And killing Puddle Stomper in the early game is not worth your while. But this maintains board control against Wrath. You can Wrath this later, so you wouldn't Wrath it on the turn that you could. They hovered over that card. It is now my opinion that the Fairy Dragon is going to be safe against the Wrath that my opponent is keeping in their hand. I assume that the second or third, I can't remember. Well, it's not that I can't remember. I just saw a flash over this side. Is Wrath. Really? Well, I don't like being wrong. I mean, I guess I trade this first. Yeah, that makes sense. So I trade that first so that my opponent is only healed for 1 health, and then I take 3 health away from them, whereas if I attacked with this first, they would have been healed for 4 health, and they would currently be back up at 30. So this is just 3 free damage by attacking in the correct order. That was a claw from the top deck. Are you gonna... Yeah. Hero power attack in that direction. Okay. I really want to draw a 4 or a 5 this turn because that coin is feeling mighty weird right now. Okay. This is pretty solid because it means that next turn I can coin a Frost Elemental, and a Frost Elemental as a 5/5 for 5 with Battlecry Freezer character, that's amazing. It's just the fact that it costs 1 more mana than that makes it a pretty okay card. An average card, let's say. So freezing the Chillwind Yeti actually allows me to get a really good trade, but it also means that 1/5, so that's 5 damage from hand. It means I'm 1 short of lethal, basically. If my opponent doesn't heal themselves, use hero power. Oh! Black Knight.
Well played.
It's unfortunate to see the Black Knight. I can't push for face damage right now. Which is unfortunate again. Also, interestingly enough, we're now in the position where I want to Cold Blood the Fairy Dragon, but I can't. Yeah.
So many options.
Nothing much I can do right now. Unfortunately, swipe hero power clears the board. That would be the worst thing for me. Swipe, basically. Best thing for me is my opponent fills up their board or plays 1 big dude, and then I can Stormwind Champion. Over in the very left, that's probably a swipe. Ooh, Starfall. Yeah. It's actually equally valid right now, Starfall. It just means my opponent has to take 1 more damage in taking down my minions.
Here we go.
Ryan, what are you doing? I now need to attack for the face. I don't have any other option. I need to draw my Eviscerate. I need to draw my Goblin Auto Barbers. I need that not to be alive, right? So if that could just be dead, please, that would be very helpful. No, I can't. Okay, this actually works. That plus that. Cold Blood goes on this guy. Attack that way. Because it means my opponent can't use Shapeshift to kill this. Hopefully they don't have 1 damage in hand. I'm relying on them having to use the Black Knight to kill this. And then me having a pretty good board and just being able to push through for lethal somehow. Losing Cold Blood in the push for lethal is pretty bad. This could easily be our last game if we don't top deck Eviscerate very soon. There are so many things that can go wrong right now. Swipe, particularly bad. Almost everything else, also particularly bad. Raging Warden would have been stronger against Swipe, but this fills the board more, right? If I played the Silverhand Knight plus Raging Worgen, I wouldn't have had enough mana to do basically anything else.
Me and Mr. Bitey.
To battle!
Here we go.
Okay. That's actually surprising how that went. So my opponent would not have played a taunt that turn, right? That actually makes sense for them to clear everything but the 4-2. Because if they played a taunt that turn, I would have been able to kill it and push through. So they could still easily be holding a very large taunt. That was actually from the top deck, I'll have you know. If I top deck Shiv off the back of this, then I think I am a god. Shiv, Eviscerate, I mean. Close.
Are you ready for this?
Just need an Eviscerate, or my opponent to fill their board, me Mind Control Tech, take the Ironbark Protector. So the chance that they fill their board is pretty low. But also the chance that I get the Ironbark Protector if I use Mind Control, pretty low again.
Don't mess with
Oscar. Alright, 20% chance. Ooh. Attack. I could safely win this game. That's... Attack that, Mind Control. Well, no, I Mind Control first anyway, because if I get that, I already do win the game. So, Mind Control Tech. Please give me this. It's probably the next best one. In fact, it is the next best one.
Here we go.
Okay. That's a pretty commanding board lead. Flipping it and taking your opponent's most valuable or second most valuable card, the Mind Control Tech is crazy. You really need to play around the Mind Control Tech when you are that far ahead. But again, my opponent didn't have that many turns, because if I top decked, you know, any direct damage, they would have lost. Obviously, I can't play against Mind Control Tech right now. I can't play around it, because if I do, I will lose. I'm in a pretty desperate position. That card needs to be swipe. That card is not swipe.
Well played.
There's literally nothing my opponent can play right now that doesn't lose them the game this time. Healing Touch, actually.
Well played.
Here we go.
Woo! That's 4. Okay, we are officially better when we pick our cards than when we randomly select all the ones on the left-hand side. I shouldn't be excited about that, should I? I would cut to a part 2, but this deck has been getting some really close cuts. Those Goblin Auto Barbers have not been working out in the same fashion that I want them to. They have been particularly powerful, but I've had to make some really poor decisions with them because I haven't got many spells to accompany them. I mean, I've only got Backstab, Eviscerate, and Shiv. For direct damage spells, that is.
Valera versus
Mage. So I think it's Mage, Hunter, Hunter, Druid.
Back.
The classes we versed. Oh, the classes you'll verse. Do I keep an Anubar? No, not with nothing in my hand. No, I can't. I need a 1-drop or a 2-drop at least. Interestingly enough, I'm going to treat the Goblin Auto Barber as though it were a 3-drop. I am definitely going to do that. So that means I'm going to develop a dagger turn 1. Okay. That means I'm definitely going to develop that dagger turn 1. So my response to my current opponent's board is going to be Goblin Auto Barber attack face. Well, attack face. I mean attack Puddle Stomper. Oh! Hey! Their next card is either Flame Cannon or Frostbolt. I know because you don't coin out a 2 if you don't have a 2, and they expected their response to be to a 3-2, and then they would kill it and then dominate the board. I see your game. If they play anything with 3 health as well, we can kill it with the Goblin Auto Barber and then attack. So there's the Frostbolt that I was telling you about. That's a really big part of this video game, actually, being able to read your opponent's hand and say, look, they did this, or they took this many seconds considering something, or they hovered over this card, therefore they have. I'm assuming that's her. No! Whoa, I was about to make a bad assumption. Ooh, that could have been bad. I think it definitely would have been.
Here we
That, and then attack. Yep, that's fair. And I have established quite a lead. My opponent doesn't have coin because they used it before, so anything short of Cone of Cold this turn and then Flames... Blizzard next turn, probably not going to be enough to get them back in the game. Interesting. Do I assassinate that? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Goblin Auto Barber is so strong. I was just talking about the Goblin Auto Barber. This arena is now called the Goblin Auto Barber. The Goblin Auto Barber Quartet. Barbershop Quartet. I want to call it that, but we only have 3. Barbershop what's it? Is it Triptet? Tritet? Trio? That's Trio, right? No. How did I not know that was going to be Trio? Against the possibility of... basically anything, I want to make that attack. Actually, that attack, then I summon that, and then attack for the face. I could have guaranteed lethal, actually. That was wrong. No, I don't do it now. Do I? Actually, I do. I have to do that right now. Okay. So, if my opponent Flame Strikes here, I end up with 5-1 and 2 1-1s. And then I can assassinate anything if there's something in the way. Oh. Hang on, is that well played? So I've got 5 damage in hand. 6, 10, 13. Yeah, it is. Bam. Bam. Thank you, ma'am. The extra damage would have come from my dagger. It's a total of 5 wins now. So, yeah. Goblin Auto Barbers. Pick 'em. They're real good. I'm so glad to have been offered 3. It's just this few eviscerates. A Shiv. I don't really like Shiv that much. I'll be completely honest with you. It does draw a card. It's pretty good. Does 1 damage. Pretty good. Costs 2 mana. I mean, it's definitely worth it, but it's... I don't know. I rarely find it very valuable.
watch your back.
I will be your death.
Yep. Give me the last one. Oh, damn it. I'm gonna be very, very frustrated with myself if I manage to lose this. Ha! Do you have the same hand as me? Do you? Do you have the same hand as me? This is frustrating, because it means that I have to use my dagger next turn. Unless I draw Shiv. So, attack, hit, yeah, board clear. Now I have to respond in literally the exact same way. As though I'm paying homage to your play. Oh, I like this. Fairy Dragon, Coin Eviscerate is not an unlikely play this time. Oh, it's actually definitely gonna happen. I can't let that Mech Warper survive. Not in the background. Oh! Haunted Creeper makes that even better. Coin, Avis, attack. And that means that, first off, this attack is not incentivized for my opponent. It also means that Dagger Mastery, Goblin Auto Barber is really effective for me next turn. But it does mean my board state is weak and my opponent gets to drop a 4-drop. Oh! That's not good. Now I have to use the Fairy Dragon. We both have fairly similar decks, except for my opponent having the mech synergy. That in the opening hand was crazy.
Here we go.
Frostwolf Warlord isn't even gonna get a... Ugh. I wanted the Frostwolf Warlord to get out while the 2 Spectral Spiders were still on the field. How do I respond to that? Goblin Auto Barber attack. It's not bad. But it does lack something.
The Frostwolves stand ready.
It lacks heart, and also it's really, really badly off curve. Because Goblin Auto Barber, and what else can I do? Fucking another Goblin Auto Barber, Cold Blood on an unused Goblin Auto Barber. It's all trash. All of my options there were really bad. You're gonna cast something and then eviscerate. Oh, Bomb Lobber! My opponent has an amazing deck. Every card so far has been top fucking tier.
Here we go.
I hate having to develop a board at loss of charges on a weapon or something like that. But I have to. Because my opponent can do that, and then if I develop that next turn, I get to make the attack to the face, but then I lose so much health, and also I don't really have... Nah. I don't like it. I don't like it, buddy. Of course, if my opponent has magic damage and then Blade Flurry... Well, magic damage, Blade Flurry, Deadly Poison, Blade Flurry, magic damage, Fan of Knives, any of those types of things, we're pretty much... This qualifies as one of those things that I was just talking about.
Here we go.
Or rather, any of those types of things, this qualifies as one of them. If my opponent wants to keep their Stormwind Champion, like, alive and attacks to the face and thinks they can get away with pushing extra damage, I might be able to combo the Cold Blood on this guy and kill it. That would be really interesting. But right now, it looks like I need to draw extra damage. Ugh, fuck. Yeah, that's the end of my game. Because that was attacking that. I can't respond to that. Every card so far has been amazingly top tier. I mean, I cast this, I lose anyway. Cold Blood that, it does that. It still kills that in any fashion. There's... yeah, I can't win. That's the game over. Fuck. Man, my opponent had a good deck. Every single card top tier.
For the king.
I had some pretty good cards. That's probably the least top tier card they've played so far, and in this situation it is fucking amazing. I've had some pretty good cards so far, but this is just, I actually cannot win. I have no board clear. My opponent has lethal next turn. I have what, 1 taunt in the entire deck? Bam.
I give up.
Well played as well.
Well played.
Hey, I like it when people say well played back to me. Doesn't happen too often, surprisingly. Not surprisingly, actually. Fucking, I'm a prick. Why would they? Goblin, Auto, Barber. Yeah, I got the 1 taunt in the deck, and that's Ascension Shieldmaster. Oh, come on. 5 wins is not 55 fucking gold. Giving me stupid dust. I mean, 45, I guess, is about a pack's worth of dust. Ah. Not even golden. Plus, I already have these. Really letting me down, deck. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hearthstone Arena. The name of the deck has been Goblin Auto Barbers. Or Goblin Auto Barber, or it'll be something. You will have clicked on it to fucking watch this video. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself. If you have, please click like. It does help me get my content out to new people. There's also 3 playlists down in the description below for Arena, Ranked, which is going well at the moment. We should have just switched over to a Warrior Control deck, actually, as of the morning of the release of this. Or is it? No! Later today we'll switch over to Control Warrior deck. Except it's not a spoiler because fuck everything. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself and we'll see you next time.